Story 1. Am I the a-hole for telling the cashier that it wasn't the girl's credit card? Throwaway because my husband told me I was the a-hole and wanted to know before I got home and argued. The phone format is bad. I was in a higher-end department store today, rhymes with Bloomingdale's, and happened to end up next to two teenage girls while shopping. One of the girls had picked out a pair of very expensive boots, and they were both fawning over them. Second girl must have looked at the price tag and asked the boots girl if she's really going to spend that much on boots. Girl with boots says something along the lines of, "It's fine, I have my dad's credit card, I'm not paying," which instantly caught my attention because that's not her card. I've told my son multiple times he's never allowed to use my card, so I'm interested to see how this girl thinks she's going to get away with fraud, but had split up from the girls at this point because they had found something else. We end up at the same register, me behind, and I see her total hits well over 4 digits. The girl is about to swipe her card when I decide that I can't let her get away with something like this, and someone has to parent this kid if no one else will. I tell the cashier that it isn't her card but her father's, and I'm not sure she has permission. Girl and friend turn and glare at me, giving me possibly the dirtiest look I've ever seen. I swear this girl was going to throw a tantrum right there. I don't think she was ever told no. Girl tells the cashier her father gave her the card to shop with because it's the store's credit card and it gives him the points. Now that I've pointed out it wasn't hers, the cashier tells her she can't use that card. Girl tries to show ID to prove they have the same last name, yeah, that will help, and I tell her it's still a fraud. Girl says it's not fraud because she has permission and tells me to mind my own business. I tell her that it is my business, that she's doing something illegal. She needs to pay with her own card or I will call the cops. Girl is peed now and people are glaring at me. She used her own card and leaves crying. Cashier looks mad at me and I tell my husband when I get home only for him to agree I was in the wrong. So, am I the a-hole? I mean, yeah. I think you might be. Like, parents do that sometimes. Sometimes they don't want their kid to just always have their own card for a store. And so they're just like, it's like, okay, you need to go buy some stuff at the store. Okay, here, use my card, go there and get some stuff. And I've known people to do that. I've known, like, couples to share cards and stuff like that. And it's never been an issue. Like, the stores don't care. You can get, I mean, maybe it is fraud. I don't know, illegal. For you to say it's your business because it's illegal? No, it's not. No, I'm sorry. You're not the law, Judge Dredd, so calm down. Yeah, no, I mean, I know you had kind of good intentions, but seriously, even if her father hadn't given her permission or whatever, like, he's gonna see the thing, and it's his job to discipline her and for them to learn. And maybe he's not a great parent, and maybe she needs someone better in her life, but you're choosing to try and parent this teenager after seeing the briefest snip of her life and knowing nothing else. So I'm gonna say, yeah, sorry, nosy, but you're the a-hole. Story 2. Entitled Mom Wants Family Dog on Plane, mentions bomb. Non-English speaker, on mobile, bear with me on this. So I've seated a few rows behind a family of 4 and the boarding is nearly complete. Family daughter, entitled kid, is sobbing and it gets more and more audible as more people get in and on their seats. Finally, entitled mother gets a hold of the flight attendant and demands her to ask the captain one more time if they could have their dog in the cabin instead of the pet compartment. The flight attendant tries to explain that their dog is too large and has to travel separately. This provokes the entitled kid to cry out even louder, and the flight attendant tries to explain how it is perfectly safe for animals to travel in their designated compartment underneath the passengers. The fuss starts to attract attention, and someone close to my row announces their severe allergy to dogs to the family and the flight attendant. The entitled mom raises her voice and demands the flight attendant to dig their luggage and dog out of the plane, as they will find another airline that allows all family members in the cabin. At this point, the plane is full and doors are closed, and it seems the captain is waiting for confirmation from the crew to start rolling towards the takeoff strip. The flight attendant tries to explain how they would have to go through all the luggage to find theirs and how that would delay the flight. Entitled Mom is having none of it and very clearly articulates, "You would turn back in an instant and go through it all if there was a bomb, wouldn't you?" All movement and chatter stops, and the flight attendant goes very serious. Please remain seated. We'll see what we can do. It takes less than a minute for the police to arrive and escort the family out, 10 more to get their luggage and the dog, and another 5 for the flight to take off. Seeing the mad, angry husband with the crying kids watch their mom put in the police car was the best start for a holiday I've had in a long time. I get where this kid and even kind of the mom is coming from. Like, I would feel worried having my dog in the compartment like that. I would want my puppies with me. And one of them could fit, but the other one is a Great Dane, and she's not fitting in that seat. And I'm pretty sure when I was getting my ticket and doing all that stuff with the plane, that would probably be in the agreement and the ticket and all that stuff. Like, hey, if you got a big dog, it got to go under there. And I would buy the ticket and go, I agree to this. And as I was getting to the airport and they were getting my dog and stuff, I'd be like, yep, I understand this is what has to happen. And then I get on the plane and I suddenly go, no, that is not where you start the argument, ma'am. That is not where you start trying to be like, no, I want my dog up here. Oh, if you're not going to let me have my dog up here, then I'm going to get a different flight. You had so many chances to go about this a different way, to raise your concerns and all this stuff. And you missed them all and waited till the last possible moment. I'm sorry, but you kind of got what you deserved, especially mentioning a bomb on a plane. We don't do that. No. Story 3. My mom asked entitled mother to let go of my hair, refused, and got her life ruined. What's that? Oh, different clothes? No, this is what I've been wearing the entire video. We definitely did not have some technical difficulties that forced me to record the rest of this video the next day. Let's move on. When I was a kid, I never cut my hair. No matter what, I never cut my hair. So I had very long, pretty dirty blonde hair. And as a kid, a lot of people would ask to touch it. And I was fine with it as long as they had my permission. So when I was 6, my mom took me to a grocery store to buy something for dinner that night. We got to the store and my mom got the stuff she needed, but was missing the bread from the other side of the store. She sent me to go get it since I was fast and small. When I got to the bread, I picked out the brand we would usually buy, and at the time I really liked baguettes and other types of bread. So when I saw the baguettes, I totally forgot that my mom was waiting for me and grabbed a loaf and headed back to my mom. So when I was heading back to my mom from the bread aisle, I felt someone pull on my hair, and not gently, no, they yanked it. They pulled so hard I thought my hair was gonna come out, and I cried so hard my mom heard me across the store. It turns out it was a kid about my age who wanted to touch my hair, so his mom, and I say this 40-year-old mother, pulled my hair so her friggin' kid could touch it. My mom rushed over and told the lady to let go of me. This is basically how the conversation went. EM entitled mom, my mom, me, duh. Mom, let my daughter go. Entitled mom, my child just wanted to touch her hair. She has very pretty hair. Me, she pulled on my hair. It hurts. Mom, you could have just asked. You can't just pull kids' hair. I can call the police for assault. Entitled mom, you are harassing me. All I did was let my son touch her hair. I can call the police on you for harassing me and my child. Mom, firstly, I am not harassing you. You assaulted my child. And secondly, you can call the police. You will only be making things worse for yourself. As it turns out, the entitled mom called the police and they took both our statements. The entitled mother had given an over-exaggerated and dramatic report telling the police, as we would find out later, that I had given consent for her kid to touch my hair and my mom had come out of nowhere and started harassing the entitled mother. My mother had given the police the actual report from her side. I had been asked to give a report, but I was too scared and tired from the experience to say much. They checked the security footage and saw what actually happened. I don't remember the next part, so bear with me here. My mom decided to press charges and sued the entitled mom for assault, and she was sent to jail for 6 months and fined for providing a false police report as the cherry on top. I mean, on one hand, that does seem like a pretty extreme punishment for having, grabbed someone's hair and pulled it. But on the other hand, that is assault, and she did kind of just increase the bad stuff she did. Boy, I'm not good at words. But she was making false reports and making crap up, so She kind of brought that stuff on herself, and I mean, I hope she learned a lesson, but at the same time, 6 months in prison, like, would that actually, I mean, if she sued, wouldn't it be monetary? I don't know how courts and stuff work. It sounds a little bit unrealistic to me, but what do I know? It's a good end to a story, and that's how I wish most entitled people got dealt with. Not really. Story 4. Refuse to give the gift you promised my daughter? Fine, I'll take away the gift I got for you. This year I got a new job that has been paying me very well. Therefore, for this Christmas, I decided to splurge on everyone. In particular, I spent a lot of my money on my 9-year-old daughter, and she deserves 100%. She has been pushing herself in school, helping around the house without being asked, and always being the kindest soul you'll ever meet. However, when my mother-in-law came early in the morning and saw how the gifts under our tree were much more than usual, she asked why. I told her I bought everyone a bunch of gifts, including her. She then proceeded to ask how many gifts I got my daughter, and I told her about 3 big gifts and 3 mini ones. Apparently, this outraged her because she started saying that a 9-year-old did not deserve that many gifts, and she would be taking away the gift she bought my daughter so that my daughter wouldn't be too spoiled. I told her that was unfair, especially since my mother-in-law promised my daughter a doll for Christmas, and my daughter was looking forward to it. My mother-in-law said, "Let it be a lesson to my daughter that in life she can't get all the things she asks for." Look, I understand that. But it's not like I shower my daughter in gifts every day. And if anything, Christmas is the day you're supposed to spoil your children. But my wife told me to let it go, and it was her mother's gift, and therefore she could do anything she wanted with it, and her mother agreed, saying it was her right. And if we're going to play with that ideology, then so be it. I decided to remove the $600 designer bag I got for my mother-in-law, the thing I knew she wanted the most, and gave her a $40 robe instead. Once my mother-in-law opened her present, she was disappointed, asking if that was all from me because everyone else got increasingly more expensive gifts from me. And I said yes, and apologized if I disappointed her, but we can't always get the gifts we hoped for. This left both her and my wife extremely furious, but hey, the mother-in-law got enough gifts, I wouldn't want to spoil her. Yeah, I'm sorry. If the mother-in-law promised that kid this doll and the kid's looking forward to it and then she's just taking it back, no, I'm sorry. That's ridiculous. And also, 6 gifts, like 3 mini gifts and 3 bigger gifts, like that's not that wild and extreme for a kid. It's not gonna break a kid. Like, I'm very opposed to completely spoiling kids rotten and stuff like that, but on holidays that you're celebrating and stuff, that's a time to enjoy like some of the bounty and extra and stuff like that. And if the kid's been really good, then you're probably also doing a good job teaching her the value of things and work and all that other kind of stuff. So a few extra rewards at the end of the year are probably well deserved. So yeah, your mother-in-law and wife can just calm down. Your mother-in-law got exactly what she deserved. Please leave your story in the comments. I would love to make a video on them in the future. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe.